What is up, you guys? It is Raven here, and I am here with Mika, Ray, and Ian. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
What's good?
Pizza.
So this is our second time trying to record this because the program I use sucks. So in today's topic is video games. Now, you may have been a Shoots and Ladders addict, Snakes and Ladders, it's the same thing, or Candyland. There's people out there. Like, Cards Against Humanity. Just any games.
Talking with friends.
There's one guy that has like all this Pac-Man merch. He's like a collector of Pac-Man specifically.
Oh, you're talking about that creepy big guy that he thinks Pac-Man's the god of him?
Don't call him creepy.
And I would join him. My typical, I'm into anime. I'm a weeb. He's a nerd with me.
What is the cutest 32-bit character you can think of? Not necessarily 32 to 64, one of the two.
Cutest 32-bit character?
Or just some of the
Yoshi.
older games.
Older games?
Yeah.
Well, 32-bit cutest would be
I find Cubit
Oh.
to be the cutest. Cubit is adorable, and then they put him up in like the Pixels movie with Adam Sandler. He's just adorable.
Oh, I think you're talking about.
He also
something completely
swears.
Off topic.
He does swear, but he's
Not a
cute.
Hubert.
Cubit is great.
Well,
Mrs. Pac-Man.
technically he swears. He speaks Cubitese.
Miss Pac-Man.
And then gets turned into a woman and ends up marrying one of the main characters in the movie and then has little
Oh,
baby
in
Cubert.
In Pixels, yeah.
That makes no sense. It was like, why that? Why that of all things?
He's
I've only
making him
seen
Cubit.
the Nostalgia Critics review for it, and my only thoughts were, why? Why that? Why that specific scenario? Just
You got
Because
Fitty with that bit.
Honestly, there is some very attractive women in video games. What doesn't make sense to me is in like the RPGs and stuff, the armor options for women.
oh
You're not.
Yeah,
have you
where
not
it's like-
seen the comic online where it's all about the woman's uterus that gives them their power, so them having it like open up like that, their entire testicle area like that, it gives them even more power than other men.
Oh yes, yes, I've seen that.
So it
This is
distracts
like
them.
you underestimate the power of the uterus, and she like deflects arrows with her
Yeah,
crotch.
exactly. Yeah.
Vagina power.
So there you go. There's your reasoning.
Yeah, but if you put that into a real life scenario, I mean, you get a woman running out into battle with a bra and her underwear on, and she's not gonna last very long.
She gonna die.
Except for this isn't real life. These are video games we're talking about. Why are
These-
you trying to put real life scenarios in video
But why
games?
does the armor have to be sexy? Why can't it be realistic?
These aren't physics; these are schmizics.
There you go. Because why not? Because they're made by lonely nerds who can't get laid.
Ian.
You heard me. I
That's
said
it. He
it.
just went out the door.
I'm a lonely
I'm
nerd and I haven't been laid in a while. So there we go.
Okay, I didn't even know that.
I haven't been late in 7 years.
Let
It's been a
them know,
horrible
no,
year.
we are done with this.
It's horrible.
You guys are
Kids
just
do athletic
too
sports
much.
things. Do
Hey,
sports.
I wasn't trying to make it a competition. I
No.
really wasn't.
Oh, no,
I'm
I've
just
been
saying
lonely
it
for
because
7
it's
years.
just as the
This
example.
isn't the topic of when was the last time you got laid.
I'm a weeb. We don't get much round.
Go to a comic
Stop,
convention
Ray.
then.
Seriously.
What are you doing at comic conventions that have to do with getting laid?
Cosplay.
Comic conventions are just complete sex fests.
Uh-huh. He's not wrong.
I'm not going to one anymore. I'm done. Please no.
Nah, they're not.
You said video games. They have a video game one too. But it's not as fun as Comic Con.
Well, stuff from
Anyway.
Comic Con gets pulled out of video games because different movies and whatnot are made into video games. Or movies are made out of video games. What, the Silent
Yeah.
Hill was like that?
Silent Hill was possibly one of the better adaptations, as all it did was take source material. It didn't it wasn't a full adaptation. It was just, let's take the source material, run with it, and see what happens. It was
take the
actually
premise
pretty
of it.
good.
The Silent Hill games, like a lot of people just hop on them for being crap. And speaking of horror
I
games,
don't know. I've never played them.
speaking of horror games, I mean, not a lot of people play them anymore. Five Nights at Freddy's blew up, but that's not like a serious scary game. You just see
a
them.
jump scare.
But if you also look at video games,
Five Nights at Freddy blew up because it was a game where people could just have reactions of them just screaming at something that wasn't that scary.
they like the sexy chicken. Okay.
Oh,
Furry.
There was way too much porn of Chica.
uh-huh.
You
It
know,
actually saddens me
did you
how
know they
little.
actually
That
created
pizza.
a sex version of that game?
What?
Yes, there
Yeah.
are several.
Well, the
you got
original
Five Nights
was
at
Five
Anime.
Nights at Freddy's.
Well, there's Bonnie
Nights at Anime.
Simulator, Five Nights at Fuckboys.
Hey,
Mm.
if you
Did you
really
say
want
Five
to get
Nights
into
at
the deep lore of that,
Fuckboy?
Yes, there is a Five Nights at Fuckboys for every single Five Nights at Freddy's game.
Uh-huh.
Help Freddy in his night of debauchery.
hey, if you really want to get into one, they got Five Nights at Anime that really goes down in the lore of Chica. Like, she's the main character out of all.
Now, going down on the lore of Chica or going down on Chica?
Both.
Both at the same time.
Something that
If
saddens
you
me
die,
is as a Kingdom Hearts fan, there is too little parody of Kingdom Hearts.
no, I love Kingdom Hearts. That's a good game. But no, if you want to go down the lore, the only thing I'm gonna say at the end of the night, if you die, it says body Night Guard was crushed in the midst of work. Blood was found on the characters of the animatronics in places.
Wait,
There-
are you implying that it was death by Snoo Snoo?
Yep.
That he died of a crushed pelvis?
Yes, if you search up Five Nights at Anime and look for the jump scares, you'll find what you need in there.
Five Nights at Snoo Snoo.
Boy.
Oh,
You
no.
died because of the blood.
Okay. So
All men are dead. What did they die of? Crushed
Snoo Snoo.
pelvises.
My pelvis says I can't feel it.
Oh god.
Anyways, Kingdom Hearts 3 was a trash game.
You get out of here. You get out of here with that.
Oh,
I'm
god.
loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. I've
Hey,
just
have
completed
any of you
San
guys ever played
Francisco.
Skyrim?
The Alice in Wonderland games are pretty good. At least the ones I've played.
Oh, the one where it's got like the Vorpal blade and it's like a knife.
Yes.
Yeah, that looks cool, but
Well, then you look like into some like the older games, like Theme Hospital, which is one of the EA games. I personally have an addiction with The Sims. Now, you mentioned, Mika, about having Gmod and Half-Life. Why would I want to
yes.
buy a video game I'm not gonna
So-
play for a different game?
So the annoying thing about Gmod is that because of the way that it was built, Gary's mod, it was built off of Half-Life 2, and for certain things to work properly, you need certain games like Half-Life 2, Half-Life Episode 1, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, Half-Life 2 Episode 2. You need Counter-Strike Source for certain things. It's all a bit of a thing like that where it's just you need mods to help other mods. You need the games rather to help the mods.
I'm gonna stop you for a second. Ian, why?
Like think about Skyrim for a moment and
Oh, Skyrim.
modding Skyrim. Certain mods require other mods to work, or even require DLC to work. It's similar with Gary's
Fuck is
mod.
this person at?
I
You
understand.
need Counter-Strike Source for certain textures to appear.
I understand having like DLCs for specific games. It's expensive. I mean, Grand Theft Auto and The Sims have gone overboard. I have probably invested about $500 into The Sims. Yeah, it's gone expensive, and Grand Theft Auto is a little bit more expensive actually. The
Yeah, but isn't
you wanna know-
all of Grand Theft Auto's DLC free?
one of them
GTA
is.
5.
One is.
I thought all the online stuff was free. It is on PS4.
No. Oh, it might be. I don't know. But like the
It might
DLCs.
only be for certain times though, because
Yeah.
usually everyone's all about that old mighty dollar sign,
Well, the
Mm.
or the almighty
DLCs.
pound, or the almighty dinar, or whatever the hell you have it.
The DLCs for The Sims, depending on that, you could pay a range of $10 to a range of 40. Like,
Yeah.
and this, I love The Sims 3 so much more because I knew no matter what I was going to pay, I was paying 20 or 10. It's just, gaming companies trying to make money.
Why?
But it works. There's a large community of gamers.
The thing is, as long as they present something shiny and new, gamers are going to go for it. It's sad to admit, but as gamers, we will eat up anything shiny and new.
And that's not
'Cause we
just.
want-
Mostly Xbox. I was gonna say mostly Xbox players.
Mostly, yeah.
Well, then you. Well,
Because it's mostly Xbox players that care about graphics.
Well, then you look,
No,
it's not necessarily just the video games. New consoles coming out. I mean, when the Switch came out, when Xbox One, when PS4 all came out, everybody went nuts.
Yeah, but people then started judging the Switch because it's only 720p.
I don't care. I have one. I got one and it's fun.
Yeah, I want to get one.
I play
I'm
offline,
sorry.
but
The
it's
Switch.
fun.
Everyone thinks Switch is just a console, but I'm sorry. That thing is just straight up handheld. That's all that thing is.
You
Well,
can
it depends. You can
hook it up
have
to
it
the
handheld
TV.
or console.
Yeah, you can hook it up to the TV and the little screen, the little controllers pop off, and you can get more controllers for it. Just
I'm
connect
aware.
it.
So
It-
it's not just handheld. It was literally made to be handheld and be able to be put on a TV. Like
It functions.
if you
too.
have the
Point
say you
being-
say you go on holiday, right, and you have your Switch while you're on the coach or the train or the plane, and then you get
Mika.
to your hotel room, you can hook it up to the TV there.
Mika, I understand all that, but what I'm saying is, what's the point when I can sit and play the video game and I can have on my TV a movie or TV show or something like that, when I can still play the entire video game in my hands?
But that's the thing, you can do both. You could either have it hooked up to the TV and play the game. Say your TV
I don't
has
think you're getting
upscaling,
my
like my
point.
friends do. I do get your point. You want to have a TV show going while you're playing your game, which you can do with the Switch. But there are people who, like their
Mostly
games
play it
on a
on
big.
screen, yes.
Yeah, like myself.
But
If
what
I
I'm
get a
saying is-
Switch, I'm going to be hooking it up to the TV.
But what you're trying to do is trying to upsell me on something that I'm never gonna buy. Is what I'm getting at. I get the entire
Smash
premise of
Bros.
the Switch. Smash Bros. Died a long time ago.
No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't.
It really has.
My okay, this is from my opinion. Just like when I said Kingdom Hearts 3 was trash. My opinion.
Lies and slander.
Lie. He's lying.
You guys can't tell me I'm lying because this is my
No.
own opinion.
Yeah, this is
From when I
opinion
actually
based.
started from the original game, went back on PlayStation 2, and
Yeah, I
continued
started with
on.
it.
when
I
it
played
first
Kingdom
came out,
Hearts.
though.
Same. I played Kingdom Hearts when it came out. Played Kingdom Hearts 2 when it came out. I couldn't get KH3 when it came out, unfortunately, but like
Well-
See, I've played them all, and the reason why I don't like Kingdom Hearts 3 is there's no real story to it.
yes, there is.
The worlds are too damn short. There's
Yeah.
not enough keyblades. The keyblades, leveling up on them is pretty cool, but I wish there were more keyblades still. The fact that the keyblades don't stay leveled up kind of bugs the crap out of me. The ride system that they added in there from Disney sucks. The fact that the original creator, I mean, sorry, not the original creator, but the creator of Final Fantasy flipped a bitch fit about it and just chose not to bring his game into the game anymore. That's the reason why there's no Final Fantasy VII anything in there. Let's see, I can keep going and going and going. There's only very small amounts of the game that were, to me, actually good. And I'm pretty sure a lot of gamers are going to agree with me on that. I've had many a different conversation with many different gamers across any number of platforms about the entire game, and a lot of them agree with my situation. Yes, we still love Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, even me, I'll still say I love Kingdom Hearts 3, but that's only because it's Kingdom Hearts in general. It's only because of the title. Nothing else about the game is actually really good.
Wow.
They gave us a crap game. They put this stupid picture bull crap in there for some reason, some selfie crap, because it was such a fantastic thing because of the generation, and then any other number of things.
Yeah, but I
They
like
added
that.
so
I
much.
really
They
like
added,
the lucky emblems, the having something to find, because it adds something. It makes you. It gives something to explore the world with. Because a lot of the
you already
time,
have to explore the world as it is just to find the damn chests.
yeah, but I don't
Yeah,
know. This
but what?
it makes me think
Wow.
of the Disney parks, and I love the Disney parks, and having Kingdom Hearts feel like a Disney park, which it kind of did in Kingdom Hearts 2, let's be honest.
Eh.
Having it have those hidden Mickeys, I do miss Master Form. I miss Fella. I miss Final Form. I miss those so much. They were great.
Yes,
But
because that's what they was evolving to, and that made it so much. It had much more to it,
yeah.
in comparison to this new one.
So
Now,
random.
I don't know what the DLC is going to be like. I'm looking forward to it. I've seen the trailer. I'm
Same
looking
here.
forward.
Same here.
But if
But
they don't bring
I
back my forms, I don't know. I don't know.
see. So you get my points then on this.
I get your points. There are things that knock Kingdom Hearts 3 down, but calling it trash.
Knock it down. It just got bitch slapped to the ground.
But remember, it's been in the thing is, people had such high hopes for it. I went in with no expectations because I learned my lesson from Duke Nukem Forever with the fact that
Mm.
this game's been in development for what, 12,
13
13
years.
years?
13 years.
And let's not forget, it stopped development every now and then because of new engines coming out.
Yeah.
Um,
See, I think another thing that I was disappointed with is the fact that Disney bought both Marvel and Star Wars, Lucasfilms, and
we
there was
had
no Star
Keyblade,
Wars world.
we had
And
lightsabers in Kingdom Hearts 2. Why didn't we have Star Wars in Kingdom Hearts 3?
yeah, or Marvel for that matter. I mean, that would have been so amazing.
No, we did have Marvel.
Okay, Big Hero 6, but still.
Yeah, that Big Hero 6 and that Kingdom Heart was fun.
I'm sorry, Big Hero 6 World sucked.
I just found it
I
funny what
liked
they
it.
did with. I love what they did with Sora. It's like, how do we make him fit into the Big Hero 6 world? AR headset. That's it. That's all they did. That's all they gave him was an AR headset. That's it.
You noticed that too, didn't you?
Yeah, it's just like, how do we get him
wow,
to
this
fit in?
works perfectly.
Let's not give him skin tight armor. Let's just give him an AR headset and be done with it.
He's done. He good. He good. Oh,
I'm just gonna shake my head.
can we start the next war?
I do not like how. Right.
No, we're ripping
How
into Kingdom
is
Hearts
it
right
that
now.
they nailed Uncanny
Oh, I can
Valley
stay on this topic for days.
twice with Pirates of the Caribbean? It looked
Pirates of the
wrong in
Caribbean.
Kingdom Hearts 2, and in Kingdom Hearts 3, for some reason the Disney characters looked in place, and the humans the humans looked in place, and the Disney characters looked out of. I don't know how. I don't know where it is in my brain, like trying to fit it together, but things just didn't feel right.
Throughout the
The
entire
voice
game, most
acting
of
on
it
Jack
didn't feel
Sparrow
right.
was a lot better, though.
I have too much problem with each one of the worlds to like really like try to pay attention to the voice acting.
I mean, I'm a voice actor, so that is something I tend to pay attention to a lot. Is like, does this sound convincing? Especially if it's a impersonation. It's like, does this sound like the character? And unlike Kingdom Hearts 2, yeah, it sounded like him. It sounded like Gap. But the thing I found funny was like, oh, here's Captain Jack Sparrow helping us and getting us to find all these white. Wait, he's made of white crabs. What?
Yeah, that was kind of like no, don't just say white crabs. Say it right. He was made out of what's her name? The goddess of the sea. I can't remember. Calypso.
Oh, Calypso. Yeah.
He was made of Calypso. Get it right.
Well, no, because the white
Calypso
crabs
was
are
those white
servants of
crabs.
Calypso.
Yeah,
So he was made out of white crabs.
that which is part of Calypso.
Just hearing you guys debate, video games can bring us together or break us apart.
Yeah.
Instantaneously.
Yes.
The next thing I want to bring up, if the next conversation, I want to see what race is better out of all of them, the PC, PS4, or Xbox.
They are all
No.
equal in their own ways.
We're-
Each have different games. In the UK, we didn't originally start with the whole Sega Nintendo fight. Over here, we just had computers. We didn't sort of go for the whole
Sega's
console
awesome.
things. Hence why we called them computer games for so long. You had your ZX Spectrum, your Commodore, your BBC Micro,
So on and so forth.
Amstrad, Acorn, Apple II. You had that. We didn't have the whole console gaming thing here, so consoles didn't really start to. People had Segas and people had Nintendos, but they didn't play on them much. They more had PCs.
I had a Game
But-
Boy.
Yeah, but in
I had a Game Boy Color.
that's what took off. Handhelds took off in the UK. It wasn't the consoles that took off. We got the handhelds that took off. So the Nintendo handhelds, the Sega, no, not just. What was it called?
The Sega handheld.
Yeah, what was it called?
I can't remember.
But it was better than the Game Boy because it was in color and had more
I-
bits.
I
But,
had the Game Boy
because it was
Advance.
so big, it bombed.
Oh yeah. Because it
But,
died so
I-
fast, it was a battery killer. It was the battery reaper.
Well, it went from like the Game
But-
Boys and DSs into more the basic ones into the PSPs.
Yeah, but in the 90s, that's when the console started taking off. When we got 32-bit, so when we got the Sega 32, we got the PS1, then the N64, and then PS2 sold amazingly in the UK. The original Xbox didn't actually sell that well in the UK. The Xbox 360, however, that blew the PS3 out of the water. But the PS2
yeah.
sold so well, and I think we all know why the PS2 sold so well.
Kingdom Hearts.
No.
Oh.
Kingdom
What
Hearts,
did the PS2 double as?
Oh, a DVD player.
Right. So it's weird the PS3 didn't do too well because the PS3 doubled as a Blu-ray player. But the PS2 being a DVD player was great. The PSP did well as well because of the whole UMD and having movies on that. The people tended to only buy animated movies on it because if you bought something live action, that screen just wasn't big enough for live action. Animated stuff like Dragon Ball, however, was perfect on it. But that's what took off was handhelds and the PS2. Anything that had a double function, basically, was popular in the UK. So the Xbox 360 did well because that's, DVD player and everything.
So Ray, to answer your question, we're all equal. We all have our benefits and disadvantages. No one's better than the other. There has been a large debate about that, but we're all just gamers, and we need to act like a community of gamers who want better games.
Also, whenever someone says whenever someone says 60 whenever someone says 60 FPS to me, I just tell them your eyes can't register it.
What were you saying,
I
Ian?
hate this.
So what I was saying is, as soon as you start bringing in community and everything else like that, the only way community would actually truly happen through gamers is if the rest of the world became some kind of a community. But that's never gonna freaking happen because we have these borders that everyone thinks and all this other crap.
It's the gamer community is separated. You'd be surprised how separated the LGBT community is. I think there's like 20 different flags, and we should
Or
all
more. Yeah,
should-
I get it.
all just be united under the one. Instead, you've got people telling other people they're not true gay people or straight or bisexual people. You're gonna tell them
or better yet, I had a straight friend go to Gay Pride here in Washington State. I'm pretty sure most people understand how big it is here in Seattle and everything else like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, my buddy, straight guy, goes there, and because he supports gay marriage, he supports LGBT, and he supports it. That's just him. But he himself is extremely straight. Now, he goes there, a gay guy starts hitting on him, and he's like, man, I'm not gay, I'm just here to support. The gay guy told him to go fucking kill himself. You heard me. He told my straight friend to go kill himself because he's the reason why everyone is having such a hard time with gay people and
No.
LGBT.
No, that's not the
Yeah,
problem.
there's a lot of, and it shouldn't be happening, but there is a lot of gatekeeping in LGBT.
The big
Oh,
problem.
I was about to say.
It's not your friend that's the problem. It's the other guy that's the problem. We need our allies.
Oh, I'm very aware of that. But what I'm getting at is that in itself is a problem because we have borders. Everyone thinks
we want you to accept us. Starts accepting them. No, not like that.
Yeah.
Oh God.
We're all people.
We want you to we want you to join us, so you have to be with us. That's the only way for you to be with us, is to join us.
We are all people, and we need to cut the borders. I mean, they're all different races, love video games, they're part of the community, but we can't start rating them with what they are, if they're butch or lipstick or a bear, whatever they are. And then you separate them into races, and stuff just gets even worse.
Mm-hmm.
So we're creating more than just... It's gone from more than just a fine line of a border. It's turned into this wall of just spikes and concrete to try to separate the areas. And if we want to get anything done, we have to unite as a group. Ian yeeted out of here.
Ian
Ian
got disconnected somehow.
Yeah, probably.
His Discord does it a lot.
Sorry, I was munching down on a pizza.
Welcome back, Ian.
I was listening.
Piece of shit, Discord.
Did you hear any of what I was saying?
No, I've been out of the conversation for a good minute or two.
Alright, so pretty much I said it comes down to the type of person you are, and then it comes down to the races, and it's not just borders like fine lines that we're creating anymore. It's these huge concrete walls with spikes and barbed wire, and we're not going to get anything done unless we unite.
Instead of storming Area 51, people should storm the literal concentration camps that are in America at the moment.
We're not bringing
I
up...
don't want to get into that.
No,
I don't want to talk about that. So
Look, Area
move on from that.
51. Area 51, it can blow up the internet. It's not going to blow up this cast here. People can...
It's not about the Area 51. I'm okay with the Area 51 conversation because I was in the military, I was in the Army, and the thing is, United States Army, just so everyone in YouTube understands that, and in general, the United States is taking it very seriously, and if anyone actually goes and tries to do anything, you
will get shot on sight.
Not exactly. I just recently watched something about security and everything else like that. The first layer of security, they'll try to ignore you and leave you be. That's at first. As soon as you get to the second one, someone's going to intercept you, and they're going to either detain you or they're going to try to send you on your way. If you get to the third or fourth, you're probably going to be shot and killed.
Sweet. I mean, what?
Whoa.
I love it how people are like, oh, it's so funny that the government is taking this seriously and the military is taking it seriously. It's like, well, if they don't, that's tons of government secrets that are at risk.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but they have no choice but to take it seriously. You may look at it and go, oh, it's just a meme, it's not serious. But they can't take that risk because there's a good chance like 200 odd conspiracy theorists are going to storm Area 51. It's not going to be the thousands.
It's actually worldwide now, so they're afraid that anyone across the entire world can steal the secrets from there and take it back to their country. So we don't know if it's North Korea, Russia, China, Japan, hell, even England, for all we know, are trying to steal secrets and we don't even know it.
I'm more worried about North Korea and the Middle East.
You're gonna be
right, but it's still the possibility for any of it is what I'm getting at.
They could be starting the World War III. Once everybody starts raiding the damn place, they're gonna just start dropping bombs down.
They wouldn't drop bombs without a better reason than that.
Yeah.
Even with our idiotic president, even though I agree and disagree with some of his shit, but end of story on that one.
No debating the president.
Yeah, that exactly. I don't want to do it. I agree and disagree, and that's the end of story of that.
All I gotta say is China.
No. I'm going
No.
to hit you.
Sorry.
No discussions of Trump. He's
No.
too divisive.
Thank you.
No. I was not. I did not want to make any discussion of it. I just wanted to say China.
Oh, shut up.
He's a twat, but he has points, but he's a twat. So let's just leave it at that.
Okay,
Well,
that's
isn't
even
that just
normal.
about anybody in the world in itself?
Then let's leave it at that. Jeez.
Damn it, I died again.
Video games to the president. I was like, oh gosh, storming area. If
Topic Tuesday never stays on
no, it
topic.
doesn't. Like, if people are so like wanting to storm Area 51, someone needs to make a damn video game about it. It would sell. Right now, it would sell.
There actually kind of is a video game about that in a sense.
That'll be a solid.
It was Destroy All Humans.
Oh yeah. MGS is also kind of like storming military complexes.
It would sell.
So,
that
yeah,
whole
Deus
area,
Ex as well, and
that whole Area 51 raid, businesses have actually come out of the woodworking to say that they would provide food and whatnot if they did that, if people did that.
Doesn't surprise me.
I would raid. I would raid if they gave me some food.
I wouldn't. I'm not stupid enough to tangle with the United States government.
No.
Yeah, at least I'll have friends around. Some people being idiotical and raiding with me.
I think I'm about to get kicked off again, just as a heads up.
Gotcha.
Alright.
Okay.
Chime.
No.
Wait, no what?
Stop it. No more
I didn't
Trump
do
memes.
anything.
I heard you.
Lies.
I didn't do nothing.
I heard you.
Lies.
You're wrong.
Prove me wrong, because we actually two people heard you. Therefore, it's correct.
Yeah. You know, I actually wish we could have gotten Brandon in on this because he's still in the military.
he is still in the military.
So it would be a nice, and the other guy that was still in the military, I can't remember his name.
Well, I just literally got out of the military not more than 2 years ago, so there's not really a big set off on it.
No
But
problem.
also Fireline, he's been to military bases.
Quick
Not the
question.
same thing
Have
as
any of
actually
you
being
guys-
in the military.
He was also in the military.
But how long ago?
The dude's in
I
his
don't know.
50s. It's been a while.
Yeah.
We love him to death, but man,
Yeah, let's just leave it at that.
So, have any of you guys played Sly Cooper? My favorite character out of all the Sly Cooper is Carmelita Fox. Because I like how they integrated her into the second game where you can play as her character.
I mean, they're integrating a lot of, and improving, I should say, a lot of different concepts in the video games, and actually, video games themselves have started to take certain race stances that are just no. Movies are doing it too, but that's for another topic.
So, out of everything, have you noticed that a lot of games are popping up? More
Okay.
adult games. I love how
Piece
Nintendo
of
Switch-
shit. Piece of
Nintendo
shit.
Switch-
Right. Adult
Nintendo
games.
Switch is-
Adult games are only going to start popping up if you're watching adult things.
No, because Nintendo Switch said they were releasing a game about a hentai game because of the community.
They're not. It's not Nintendo that's releasing it. It's being released on the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo would never
Yep.
make a porn game. They're not exactly going to make Custer's Revenge 2.
Well, I mean,
bringing-
there was that PlayStation game and Xbox game way back in the day that was a sex game that was in the Playboy Bunny Mansion.
Yeah, the PlayStation. Yeah, I remember that because I saw it in game once, and I was like, "What?"
What are
This
you
exists?
guys? What are you guys looking at? Because I've never seen any of this.
No. I mean,
Yeah,
in the
it
game.
was-
Right, Raven. You know the store in the UK game,
Yes.
right? I was in there. I was about I think 14 years old at the time. No, I would have been younger than that because the PS3 was out by the time I was younger than that, but I still no. It was
Yes,
pre-owned.
no, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
we
can't remember how old I was. I was mid.
This
I was
one.
I was early teens, and I saw pre-owned Playboy Mansion, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
this is a thing.
I
So-
saw it when I first saw it was in Game Informer.
you just.
I actually saw a copy in person at somebody's house and never got to play it, sadly, just to see how it actually was.
Well, it's
Have
not
you-
just video games. You can find different like old computer tech. There's actually like a sexy mouse. It's like a woman's torso, and you click on her boobs.
I was about to say all I have to do is just say God of War in the first game with the sex scene. I mean, the end of story.
Hey,
You know,
Witcher,
I can't remember the game. I can't remember the game.
the
It's a
Witcher
dating
series.
game
I'm sorry.
Or
Come
that.
back.
Actually, something hilarious about the Witcher series was that if you pirated it and got into a sex scene, the women would turn into hideous old ladies.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh
It's
my-
called Silver Fox.
whoa, no, Ian,
What's up?
shut it.
I'm not
What
talking
did I
silver
do?
foxes. I'm talking hideous women like hags.
What did
Hey,
I
there's
do?
nothing wrong
I
with
didn't
that.
say anything
That's
about
called
silver
Richmond.
foxes.
Oh, sorry, I meant Ray. I'm sorry, Ian.
What do you
God
mean?
damn
Let's
it!
do
Stop mixing this up. I'm the good one here for once.
Yes, and we love you
Lies,
for it.
lies and slander. You are never good.
I said for once, God damn it, for once.
Well, he is the one trying to kill Ray in D&D. You guys might just see that, depending on what Ray's next move is.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess listen
I'm
to
about to
that.
be smacking that booty.
I'm gonna just kill him for that.
Hey,
We had a
Have you
deal,
ever played-
Ian. He will get his comeuppance.
I know you said it before, but still.
I am the
Hey.
dungeon master. He will be toast.
Giggity.
Alright.
I'm gonna get blown up now.
Raven, I got a question. I saw you playing it yesterday. You want to tell us a little bit more about it? 'Cause
Playing
I
what?
haven't played it. I saw you playing that. I think it was called Blush Blush or Puff Puff or something.
Blush. So, Blush. It's. I don't know when it got released. I saw Markiplier. It's like, I'll look at this. It's like a click a dating game kind of thing. Where you.
Oh.
Yeah. So you were at the zoo and you done goofed and all these different guys turned into animals. And your goal is
Oh.
to completely. Think of Hoonie Pop, but clicker. And turning guys back
Oh,
into
that's awesome.
humans.
Oh, can we talk about Hoonie Pop next?
No.
I have
Well,
no
that
idea
was a
what you're
fast-
even talking about in
There's
general.
cutie pop, honey pop, hunky pop.
Dude, if
I
you
don't
have
even
never
want to
played
know
it,
anymore.
just Google search it. It'll get
I don't
interesting.
even want to do that.
So
I played
okay, Ian, I'm gonna give you a quick rundown. Honey Pop / Hoonie Pop, people say it both ways, is a match game that you're trying to get into bed with these women.
Yep.
That's what that is.
You're a lonely,
Okay.
desperate. Hey, wait. Let me set this. The little just beginning of the game. You're a lonely, depressed female or male that can't get any action with women because you're so You're so destructively extroverted. Is it right?
Introverted.
Introverted. There you go. It's literally a
Yeah,
game about showing how nerds that are secluded to the rooms can get put still.
There's too many games like this out there.
Mm-hmm.
And
It
yeah,
teaches the nerds everything.
I got so addicted to Blush Blush too. Like I got one of those auto clickers and I was just holding down a button. It's like, okay, let's see how far I can get.
I might have to play this now.
Boy,
How much is the game?
It's free on Steam.
Oh, I'm going to Steam.com right now then.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
Why would you
Oh.
not
Honey
use
Pop
this?
too.
Don't you mean the Steam client? Why would you go to steampower.com to get your games?
But all I gotta say is that Hoonie Pop game. It's because I didn't buy it off Steam. I bought that
Puny
one off
pop,
the
you mean
site.
honey pop? Who the hell pronounces it
Okay,
Huny?
honey
You'd
pop.
be surprised. I've had it both ways.
But
But
I
it's
bought it off
literally
the site,
spelled honey, as
I don't
in.
know.
but
I
bought
know.
it
I
off
don't
the site,
know.
And the game, the game is there's no nudity. It's just all nudity. It's a fun game.
No, Honey Pop is like all nudity. If you've got
Yeah.
stuff turned
If
on.
you get off Steam.
No,
Turn off. I didn't buy it off Steam.
even
has that,
on Steam.
nudity block.
Even on Steam,
Huh.
like that is a
Must be a way around
nasty
it.
game.
Now, unless you like some hairy.
Whoa, no, you're going to get this demonetized.
I didn't say anything. She just gives you hairy fruit. That's all I'm saying.
Anyone have duct tape? Virtual duct tape. Maybe we can shut up, Ray.
You realize you're the
No.
admin and you can literally mute him, right?
I'm debating on it.
You're
Do it.
the one that
Do
started the
it.
topic about
Do
beauty.
it. Yeah, except for
just
she
ended
never
it.
went into detail.
No, I can only mute him for
I-
me. I can't mute him for everyone. Or can I? I'm gonna attempt this later. I'll mess with it. But
Well,
the thing about sex, who gets off on sex games? Like,
none.
Me.
What?
thanks for being like straightforward, but
I feel
You
not
asked that I told.
but that
like
thing. It scares me.
no, like I played Telltale Batman and like that sex scene with Catwoman. Like I felt a little awkward.
Can we appreciate
No.
Right, I know
I
it
think-
isn't
I
a video
think- I
game,
think you
but
know
has
why you
anyone
feel
here
awkward.
seen Batman Ninja?
What?
Yeah.
That movie, right, Batman Ninja, the way it's
You mean
set up,
when he was a samurai thing?
yeah, it would have looked, it would have been so much better if it was a video game, because, like, there's certain scenes in it where it literally looks like the setup for a video game, and I'm like, can someone give me an RTS Batman Ninja game, please? Because that's what I want out of life.
I think there's
play
something
Batman.
kind of like that. I
Then
think
play
that.
Batman Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, say, isn't that
But
Arkham
that's
Asylum?
not an RTS.
What's an RTS again?
Real-time strategy.
Oh.
Go to Battle Simulator for that.
There you go.
Again, not the same. No, not the same. Not watch the movie and you'll see what I mean.
I don't know if I
Yeah,
want to watch
not
the
kidding.
movie.
I don't like Batman, so
But can we do appreciate one thing about Catwoman in video games? She is hot.
Slutty.
She's very attractive.
Yes.
agreed with the
compare-
attractive. Like Ray here is.
Compared
Just,
to
I feel like Ray's like this frat boy that's in the group here. In all honesty, with his wording, like it's kind of weird, honestly.
more the
He's like a
factor.
combination between an otaku and a frat boy. It's terrifying.
They've
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
they've successfully done with like the villains and the superheroes in games. With like they want people to find them attractive, like Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn.
Oof.
Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy.
Harley Quinn.
Quinn, sorry.
I am going to break your legs. Harley Quinn? It's
Okay,
pronounced
first
Quinn.
off-
It's spelled
First off,
Quinn.
first off, in this
Her
group
name
thing,
is a pun
when I
on
was
her
watching
original
Batman,
name of
okay, they say
Harleen
Queen.
Quinn.
Harleen
Quinzel.
Francis Quinzel.
Thank you.
But once I was watching
You are
Batman,
not a nerd.
I was
You
watching
are
that.
no longer allowed to call yourself a nerd anymore.
Or a
I
geek for
don't
that
like
I'm
matter.
never
Batman,
called
and
myself
I
a nerd.
already
I'm a
fucking
weeb.
know this.
I am a weeb. I'm not huge on the nerdy stuff. I'm a weeb.
No,
We
no,
are
you can't even
nerds.
call yourself a weeb. Weebs even know about Batman shit.
I don't watch Batman. I don't
I'm
watch
dying
Batman
over
very
here.
much. Fucking Batman sucked. I watched Spider-Man as a kid. Screw Batman.
Look,
It doesn't matter.
hey, don't screw Batman.
You
Batman
are
can go
seriously
down
out of
the
the
hole
entire group.
with his
Out
dead
of this
parent.
entire group, I'm gonna have to call you the millennial. You are the millennial here.
No. Even millennials know how to pronounce it because Harley Quinn was created in the 90s. And millennials are
fine.
born mid-80s.
Okay, fine, fine.
You guys are shaming me.
He's no.
I feel
Okay, fine.
offended.
No. He's
I'm
not.
triggered.
Good for you. Be triggered. Be angry. We don't care.
You white people.
You're white.
I am white. God damn it.
Wait, I'm not white.
Do you
I'm
have a problem with white
The fuck?
people?
No,
Ray, you freaking are white.
I ain't white. I'm Mexican.
Mexicans are considered
gives a
white on some
damn?
level. Like, Spanish people, like, from Spain are considered white.
Really?
No,
I've had it.
maybe.
I'm getting gang fucked right now. Give me a second.
You're getting
Ew.
gang fucked by all three of us at once here. You're
I'm
basically
not
a
in
pig
this.
right now on a rotisserie getting ransacked for your little tiny bits of meat.
Look,
I'm gonna
Mika,
make you squeal like a pig, boy!
Mika, Ian, you two can have a threesome with him. I'm out of this.
It's not an actual.
Would you have a boyfriend?
Exactly.
At this point, I don't think I would want to go anywhere near Rage just because of how he says he's a nerd or a weeb, but he.
Harley
Hey,
Quinn.
I don't watch Batman. Batman sucks. He can go with his dead parents.
It doesn't matter.
Ray.
Harley
right.
Quinn, like Batman is so like it's so known that even other weebs know. Okay,
Right.
I said it before.
if you say Batman sucks ever again, I'm going to find you, and I will kill you.
Come find
Batman
me.
sucks.
Yeah, he
You're
sucks.
dead.
I don't like Batman personally, but
I'm not
flat
the
out, I
biggest
know.
fan of Batman, but
I
you
hate
can't
Batman.
just say Batman sucks.
His parents died.
Okay.
He don't have superpowers. He's not technically a superhero, but he just got a
No,
lot of
no,
money
no,
to make
no, no!
technology.
It's actually canon. It's canon that his superpower is actually has over intelligence of his brain. His mind has been basically overclocked.
He has
So,
the same.
he's
He has
Tony
the
Stark.
same superpower as the Riddler and Lex Luthor, which is
Tony
meta-human
Stark.
intelligence.
Yeah.
And Tony Stark. Because Tony Stark doesn't have superpowers.
No,
Tony Stark
Tony
uses
Stark
his
doesn't
own
have it.
brain.
Tony Stark is just educated.
Yeah.
Well educated.
His father left him to go get cigarettes. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong superhero. Wrong one.
Except for I'll pick Tony Stark to win against Batman any day of the week.
Tony Stark will win.
You say no. Batman has EMPs on him all the time.
Except
Doesn't
for
mean
Tony
it.
Stark has armor that goes against EMP.
Yep.
Which would literally be physically impossible.
Nope.
Not true.
You
He's
can't
got-
stop an EMP.
Yes, you can.
Physically, you can.
Really? How? If it's
But-
powered by
different
Super, actually, no,
electricity,
sorry. I'm gonna say it like this. How the fuck is Batman even possible in itself? Because there are hundreds, if not thousands, of millionaires out there, and not a single Batman exists yet. Tell me
Yeah.
that.
because they're all selfish.
Or
most of
Iron
them.
Man, for that matter. Actually, no. Iron Man's actually closer than Batman.
Yeah, because people are already starting to work on suits for it, spending their money on it.
Stop, don't, Ray, don't try to back me up. You're not even in this. You can't even back me up.
Harley Quinn.
Hey, don't
You
you
can't
judge
back me up.
me.
You're
You
just gonna
people.
ruin my argument if you try. So don't try.
Hey, all
You're
I know,
gonna ruin
all I
my
gotta say-
argument if you try. So
All I
stop.
gotta say, Batman's dead and he sucks.
Batman isn't
Uh,
dead.
Mm,
Batman can't die. Batman's been too large of a character that they can't kill him. Just like Wolverine can't technically
They've
die.
killed him off, and they've had him dead for. I think the longest time he was dead was about 3 years, and he was
Roughly.
replaced by Commissioner Gordon during the New 52.
No. It wasn't Commissioner Gordon. It was either Dick Grayson or it was.
It was Dick Grayson, then Commissioner Gordon.
Are you sure about that? I was pretty sure it didn't
New
even go
52
towards
gets
Dick,
replaced by Commissioner
Gordon.
Gordon. Then Rebirth happened.
Oh, okay.
Batman Beyond.
Anyways,
That's 50 years in the future, and Batman's like 80.
Okay, but anyways, back to the EMP thing. It's superhero logic. It's not our actual logic. We can't put in our own logic into this because there is magic, there is extreme technologies, there is shit that's impossible for us to even come across.
Actually, that's
Iron
the
Man
point.
has a suit made of the same stuff that Thor's hammer's made out of a destroyed star.
No, he gave that to the dwarves, remember? After he used it, he gave it to the dwarves because that was the promise. He would use it to escape Asgard and everything, and then he gave it to the dwarves. So he doesn't own it.
He still has it in the universe.
I'm just letting you guys talk at this point.
But,
I don't know how we got on
Because
this
we
topic.
went from video games
Superheroes.
into nerd argument. That's why.
Yep.
geek.
Can we go to the anime?
Nerd
next?
is academic, geek is culture.
It could go either way. It's been known as either way. It's kind of hard.
I prefer the term geek and
I
nerd
like
because
either or. I'm a nerd. I'm a geek. I call myself king of the nerds for a reason.
the thing
But,
the thing that makes me laugh is when people say, "Oh, Superman's too powerful. He only has like one weakness." I'm like, do they not know that he's weak to magic, electricity, gravity is one of his weaknesses? Like
he's not
he
exactly weak against gravity though, and electricity. He does get hurt by it, but it can't kill him. The only thing that can legitimately
actually
kill him.
electricity can kill him because it can he got given a stroke once through electricity and it killed him.
Okay, what I'm saying is he's never been able to stay dead long enough because he's been on Earth.
Yeah, like he can die, but because his body literally stores solar energy, it repairs itself even when it's dead, to the point it restarts his heart.
Except for the one time when he did the supernova bomb and blew up his cells to the point where he actually became human and he actually died for a small time, where his soul actually was transferred into 3 different people and they brought his soul back to him.
Yeah.
But again, it's just,
But people
watching porn in the background.
People forget that Wonder Woman and Shazam can literally kick Superman's ass. And do you know why?
Except
magic.
It depends on which comic series you're looking at.
No, Superman is always weak to magic. That's one of his main weaknesses is magic. It doesn't depend on series.
But what I'm saying is, it depends on the series because it also depends on his personality of those series. Because depending on that personality style, he can go from 0 to 60 in 5 seconds and just rip their heads off. He
you
is
mean like when
known
he
as a god for a
burned
reason.
When he burned Billy Baxter Billy I've forgotten his when he burned Billy's head in because he disagreed with him in the Injustice timeline?
Exactly.
That was messed up. It's like Superman, you've literally just become a child murderer.
But still, my point being is that Superman can kill literally everyone on the planet without issue at all, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but now back to superhero logic in general. Tony Stark could technically create something that would be EMP proof.
He's not wrong.
Would it be
just
by
like
having
Batman could create
an electromagnetic pulse around his arm?
I'm going to repeat myself because no matter what, between Batman and Iron Man, they're a perfect match for each other because they're impossible. Because no matter what, if either one of them has any prep time, they can beat one or the other without a problem.
Are you guys good now? Are you guys good?
Okay,
but the difference is that Iron Man is willing to kill.
Yes, he is.
Which makes him more dangerous.
Which actually makes him human. Makes him perfect. It makes him a real hero because sometimes you have to make a hard choice to actually kill somebody. Unlike Batman, where he just lets people just kill all they want, quite literally all they want, instead of killing them and just ending it. So he doesn't have to deal with it anymore. That's the reason why Gotham is such a shithole of a city.
Yeah.
But now the biggest issue here, like the biggest thing I always come across when I start arguing about this, okay, so at some point or other, someone's going to bring up the argument, or you're probably going to bring up the argument, what if they didn't have their money or whatever? Okay, correct? At some point?
No. Because I know that even without money, Iron Man can still make armor. He built it in a cave from scrap.
Exactly. But I wasn't even going to go on to that. I was going to go off with, okay, let's just say Bruce Wayne and his family were a middle-class family, and they weren't as rich as they were, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Tony Stark. Tony Stark's family, same thing. Both of them lose their parents, right? Same thing all over again. Now, Batman or Bruce Wayne can't use his money or his ability to get across to seas and be known by other people to be trained in the ways he was trained to become as great as he is. Therefore, he would be end up going 2 different paths. He would either end up as a cop and then become a rogue cop, or become he'd be on the streets, and then from being on the streets, he would end up joining a gang and taking over the gang and taking over the entire crime syndicate to make sure the crimes that he didn't want to commit wouldn't be committed. And then if he was a rogue cop, he would be actually killing people.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't have the exact same style of martial arts that he would have had as Bruce Wayne billionaire. But now, on the other hand, with like you said, he built that suit with scraps. You're right. So at some point or other, Tony Stark would still come up with the Iron Man suit that probably wouldn't be. It'd probably be more like a Spider-Man style of suit, hand-me-down kind of thing.
You know that there are literally comics about these exact scenarios, right?
No, actually, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's called the What If series, and it's even getting a series through Marvel.
That I know.
Yeah, the What If comics. Yeah, that's not just something that they're coming up on the thing. It's like literally they're being based off the What If comics. Everyone's turning up in it.
Well, I think the What If comics are only Marvel, isn't it?
Oh, DC have What If as well.
Okay.
Because the DC have the multiverse, and there is a poor Batman. It's called the poor Batman is Red Sun Batman, where he's literally like a communist potato farmer. Well, actually, I don't think he's a communist, but he's in communist. He lives in communist Russia.
And
That's
on the note of the communist potato farmer, this has got to be
The
in there.
communist potato farmer Batman.
Yes.
So this was what topic.
He wears Lushanka.
We were trying to do video games, but shit happens.
That costume is in Injustice, so
this has been mostly Mika and Ian, but I am here and so was Ray, if he's still paying attention.
Ooh, what, where?
The Harley Quinn man.
Don't you dare bring me up in this.
All of you have a wonderful day, and we will see you next Tuesday. 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 See you next